Scary Sixes Monster Mash!
Friday the 13th, Part 3. You got a bunch of camp counselors, and they're all about to go to Camp Crystal Lake. Or, I think it's called Camp Blood by now. You got your standard, like, athletic dude, his girlfriend, which is like, looks like she was a cheerleader or something, you know. You got the standard nerd guy named Shelly. He's got all these masks and all these crazy gags and shit. And of course you got the two stoner characters. And the main protagonist, female protagonist of the film, is Chris, played by Dana Kimmel. I guess apparently a long time ago, Jason tried to attack her, you know, whenever she was at the camp, whenever she was younger or something, or a couple years back. And she has this weird fear of going back there because of her encounter with Jason. She goes back anyway, foolishly goes back to the camp. I also forgot to mention the bikers. They're like the bad guys, pretty much of the film besides Jason. And they just go around and causing havoc everywhere they go, just fucking with everybody pretty much. They end up coming across the biker people, you know, and they give Shelly a hard time because he's like a nerd and he's kind of overweight, you know, so they're just messing with him. He literally knocks their motorcycles over whenever he's trying to back out in the car. One of the biker guys is like standing in front of the car, you know, he like runs in front of his car and he wraps a chain around his hand, like his knuckles, you know, and he's like, pretends like he's about to punch it. And then like he tells him to pass or whatever, you know, and then he like punches the window. One of the bikers actually gets impaled by Jason with a pitchfork. It was really brutal. We could talk about Shelly a little bit more because Shelly is basically the reason why Jason gets the iconic hockey mask that he will wear throughout the rest of the series from this point in, basically. He plays a lot of jokes on all the characters, and nobody really likes him, you know, because he's kind of aggravating and he's always like pulling practical jokes on everybody. Like the axe to the head prank. You know, he's just constantly pranking people. There's this one scene in particular, possibly one of the most crucial scenes ever to go down in a Friday the 13th film. It's the scene in which Jason gets his mask. Shelly's hiding underneath the dock, waiting for this chick that he has a crush on to walk down the dock. When she does, he pops up out of the water with the hockey mask on and scares the shit out of her. Shelly ends up getting killed, like his throat slashed. She thinks that he's playing a joke on her, you know, so she doesn't believe it. And then, like, I guess she realizes that he really is dead and starts to freak out. And then she starts to run away. And then all of a sudden, Jason's standing there with the hockey mask on, you know, finally, with some sort of spear gun, just like shoots her from across the dock, right in her eye, and she falls into the water. There's a bunch of really great kills in the film. Jason literally pokes smoldering, like scorching hot fireplace poker through this chick's stomach. Throws people through windows. He literally sneaks up behind Chris's boyfriend, Rick, and grabs both sides of his head. Basically crushes this dude's head like a grape. One of his eyes pop out, and it's supposed to be like one of the 3D effects. Jason slices the fuck out of this guy while he's walking on his hands. Oh shit, it's really brutal. In an attempt to kill Jason, Chris literally tries to hang him. He's so strong and he's so powerful that whenever the noose is around his neck, he literally grabs it, pulls himself up and off of it, but right before he jumps down, he pulls his mask up and smiles at her really creepily, and like, then he jumps down. Chris also literally like chops him in the head with an axe, and it sticks in his head, and that pretty much is how he gets the iconic crack in his mask that he has throughout the rest of the series. The movie was actually supposed to be 3D, and whenever it came out, it was called Friday the 13th Part 3 3D. They tried to simulate it, I guess, nowadays when you buy Friday the 13th. Like, if you buy a DVD or like a Blu-ray of it, it comes with 3D glasses. But the 3D is really shitty, and it's not really worth it. You know, it's better to just watch the normal version of it. Definitely recommend you guys check it out if you haven't seen it. If you're a Friday 13th Jason fan, Friday 13th Part 3 is the one that you need to see. It's definitely a crucial one in the series because for the first time he actually gets the hockey mask and he dons that bitch for the rest of the series until it pretty much practically breaks off, you know, by telekinesis. But that's another review for another time. Scott86, check out Friday the 13th Part 3.